Weeping I took thee in a little chest, covered with herbs and leaves. I brought thee out so secretly, that none of all the rest of such an act suspicion had, or doubt. To wilderness my steps I first addressed, where horrid shades enclosed me round about. A tigress there I met, in whose fierce eyes fury and wrath, rage, death, and terror lies. Up to a tree I leaped, and on the grass, such was my sudden fear, I left thee lying. To thee the beast with furious course did pass, with curious looks upon thy visage prying. All suddenly both meek and mild she was, with friendly cheer thy tender body eyeing. At last she licked thee, and with gesture mild about thee played, and thou upon her smiled. Her fearful muzzle full of dreadful threat, in thy weak hand thou took'st withouten dread. The gentle beast with milk outstretched teat, as nurse's custom, proffered thee to feed. As one that wondereth on some marvel great, I stood this while amazed at the deed. When thee she saw well filled and satisfied, unto the woods again the tigress hied. She gone, down from the tree I came in haste, and took thee up, and on my journey wend. Within a little thorp I stayed at last, and to a nurse the charge of thee commend. And sporting with thee there long time I passed, till term of 16 months were brought to end. And thou begun, as little children do, with half-clipped words to prattle and to go. But having passed the August of mine age, when more than half my tap of life was run, rich by rewards given by your mother sage, for merits past, and service yet undone, I long to leave this wandering pilgrimage, and in my native soil again to one, to get some seely home I had desire, loath still to warm me at another's fire. To Egypt ward, where I was born, I went, and bore thee with me by a rolling flood, till I with savage thieves well nigh was hent. Before the brook the thieves behind me stood, thee to forsake I never could consent, and gladly would I scape those outlaws would. Into the flood I leaped far from the brim, my left hand bore thee, with the right I swim. Swift was the current, in the middle stream a whirlpool gaped with devouring jaws. The gulf on such mishap ere I could dream, into his deep abyss my carcass draws. There I forsook thee, the wild waters seem to pity thee, a gentle wind there blows, whose friendly puffs safe to the shore thee drive, where wet and weary I at last arrive. I took thee up, and in my dream that night, when buried was the world in sleep and shade, I saw a champion clad in armour bright, that o'er my head shaked a flaming blade. He said, I charge thee execute aright that charge this infant's mother on thee laid. Baptize the child, high heaven esteems her dear, and I, her keeper, will attend her near. I will her keep, defend, save, and protect. I made the waters mild, the tigress tame. O wretch that heavenly warnings dost reject! The warrior vanished, having said the same. I rose and journeyed on my way direct, when blushing morn from Tithon's bed forth came. But for my faith is true, and sure I ween, and dreams are false, you still unchristened ben. A pagan therefore thee I fostered have, nor of thy birth the truth did ever tell. Since you increased are in courage brave, your sex and nature's self you both excel. Full many a realm have you made bond and slave. Your fortunes last yourself remember well, and how in peace and war, in joy and teen, I have your servant and your tutor been. Last morn from skies ere stars exiled were, in deep and death-like sleep my senses drowned, the self-same vision did again appear, with stormy wrathful looks and thundering sound. Villain, quoth he, within short while thy dear must change her life, and leave this sinful ground. Thine be the loss, the torment, and the care. This said, he fled through skies, through clouds and air. Hear then my joy, my hope, my darling, hear. High heaven some dire misfortune threatened hath, displeased pardie, because I did thee leer a lore repugnant to thy parents' faith. Ah, for my sake this bold attempt forbear, put off these sable arms, appease thy wrath. This said, he wept, she pensive stood and sad, because like dream herself but lately had.